Good morning, children. Today we are going to mix a song in Cubase using only the plugins that the good people at Steinberg have given to you for free. Well, for the price of the doll, but for free. You know what I mean. The song today is Lifeboats, the great guinea pig of all songs by the amazing Will Knox. Here we go. No matter what DAW I work in, I use the same system so that I am basically always in my environment. So kicks tend to go way up there. There you go. And as far as coloring, you have several ways to access to the color palette. You can shift click here, and then you have the color palette. I still like the drums green. Snare tends to go near the kick in real life and in the DAW. If you want to work from the mixer, you can do that too, as far as colors go. And it's down here. Okay. Let's go back to our full window. It's easier for what we're doing right now. All right. What are we going to put after the snare? Most of the time, the hat. There you go. This may seem like a waste of time to you, but it's not, because most of the time spent mixing is actually spent looking for stuff. And if you put the stuff in the same place every day, then you don't look for it because you know where it is, because that's where you put it yesterday. If you noticed, my workspace has actually remembered the size of the file. So I'm going to do this and I'm going to update it. That way, next time I switch between the two, Cubase will remember that I wanted it to be this big, which is great. Who's dying to hear the song? No, you don't get to hear the song until you've done all your homework. And now that we've done all this work, it's a good idea to actually save the session so you don't have to do it again in case you crash. Not that anybody ever crashes, but you never know. So we're going to call this Lifeboats FabMix 1.0 save. All right. And now we get to hear the song. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to create a marker track. This mix is the raw mix. There are no plugins, there's no EQ, there's no compression, there's not even a balance. It's just the raw microphones coming from the session, like everybody gets when they get a session like this. So here we go.
She calms me down when my thoughts to better places. I'm the burden she embraces. It's the same dark sea all around, familiar as the same old me breaking down. So call out your lifeboats, honey. I'm all at sea. Could you be my lighthouse, honey, and rescue me? Can you help me find home, honey, the waters deep? Or call out your lifeboats, honey, and rescue me.
All right, great song. This is going to be an interesting few minutes. Side note, this may have been a slightly tedious process, but in fact, no. While you set up your markers, which I strongly recommend you do on every project you work on, no matter how simple it is, you're listening to the song. You're listening to the environment of the vocal, the different instruments, what the vibe is, what the lyric is about, and that gives you an idea of what you're going to do next. Personally, I used this marker pass to figure out what I was going to do with the drums, trying to imagine what I would like the song to sound like in 2 hours, 6 months when I'm done mixing. And also figure out if there are any problems. And there are problems. There's a really out-of-tune synth. That's in the back of my mind. Why did I let that go? I don't know. And then where's the apex of the song? How's the balance evolving over time? You know, am I getting a nosebleed from the shakers? Things like that. That's what this pass is about. And also now, if I want to jump to the first chorus, I click on it here, and I'm on the first chorus, which is practical. For some reason today, I feel like I have to start with the drums. I feel that if I start with the vocal and bass like I usually do, maybe I won't be able to put the bass drum exactly where I want it to be because it's a weird animal. Let's listen to that. Bass drum, let's go to, say, the verse. Okay, so that's the inside bass drum. Outside bass drum. Some weird faraway microphone. How about we do a quick balance of those three? I'm curious to know if that third bass drum is in phase. Something tells me it's weird. So here in the channel strip, I have a phase flip right here. It's not great when the polarity is on and it doesn't sound the way I want it when the polarity is inverted. So basically it sucks both ways. But we can fix that because we have the technology. Let's see. For example, I could decide to high pass that last bass drum. I cannot quite access the high pass filter here, so I don't need to look at all this. I can hide the direct routing. And now I have everything I need. Great. Let's high pass this while listening to it. Why is that possible? That I'm high passing one of the tracks, allegedly the fattest one, the Alt, which is probably a Yamaha subcat or something like that, and I'm getting more bottom. The reason for that is when you use a high pass filter on a bunch of low end tracks, don't forget that you're screwing with the phase, screwing being a technical term. So you have to be very careful when you high pass anything in the low end. You have to listen in context. So when we do the bass, whatever we do the bass drum will be on at all times. Check this out. I am much happier. See the smile on my face? So now I'm going to group those three tracks. In Cubase lingo, it's called link, not group, and call it bass drum. Interesting new set of features here. You can now decide what the links do. Just the volumes, sends, inserts, mute, solo listens. I'm not going to link the EQs on this one because I think that I'm going to have different EQs on this one on a track per track basis. But now that it's together, I'm able to treat them as one, which is awesome. Great, let's listen to the snare. Notice that when I click the snare track, automatically Cubase shows me the channel settings for that track, which is awesome. Another thing that's awesome is you can click up there and you have access to the EQ right here. So say you want to EQ this bass drum, you can do it here, and then you can now EQ the snare drum here. Faster is impossible. This is a really good design. I added some high end to the snare drum. Fancy that. Too much. So when a bunch of tracks are linked, you have to use the option button, which I use this finger for, to change the ratio between the three linked tracks. If you don't use option, obviously they all move together, that's why they're linked, but you can clutch that like this. And I think that less of that middle, the out bass drum microphone will help us clear some of that mask, I guess there is. Maybe a little bit of shine on the inside microphone would help. It sounds more like a real bass drum, like this ugly, kind of like buoyant, crazy thing that bass drums do when you're in the room with the bass drum. Our ears are so used to hearing this super manicured, like thing, which is not the way a bass drum sounds in the room with the drummer. Ask your drummer, he'll tell you. So I like this for now. May change. I opened the hi-hat by inadvertence. I like the hi-hat. Let's check it out. Clearly too fat. I don't need all this information from the hi-hat. We could make the snare drum a little more exciting by adding some compression. I'm going to use the channel strip as much as possible. It sounds great. It's very functional. Remove the auto makeup gain because you don't need somebody to decide how much gain you need. I slowed the attack down on the snare drum compressor, which allows the transient to go through and bring the snare drum forward without being louder. It just feels more forward because you get more transients, and the transients really make things feel present. And that's about it. Maybe I was a little heavy on the gain makeup. Let's see. Good enough. Let's compare with the auto makeup gain. So this is my personal feeling on what the makeup gain should be. So this is without. See, the auto makeup gain makes it a little louder. So you're always going to like it better if you leave the auto makeup gain because Cubase will make it louder and your brain thinks that louder is better. Turn that stuff off. All right, so let's see what else we could have there. The toms, maybe later when we grow up. Let's listen to the overheads. I'm going to link those two. And I'm going to decide that the EQ are going to get linked and maybe dynamics and everything that can be linked will be linked because that's, except of course the pans. And always name your groups or links, whatever word you want to use. Cool, so I'm bringing up the EQ here. I feel it's a little drab, a little roomy more than overheady. So I'm going to remove some of the bottom here to see if I can lean it out. Obviously too much. In the context of the rest of the drums, bass drum, snare drum, hat. I went too far on the high end. I don't need that high end. It creates a nice environment for the snare and the bass drum. Let's see on the chorus. See, it is an overhead. The cymbals are pretty loud in it, so I'm going to lower it. Good enough for jazz. What's the room like? It's room like. How about the far room? Left and right. Let's link them so they're easy to deal with. Let's see with the bass drum and the snare drum. And with the overheads. I don't like them on their own, but then I know myself, I know that I never like the sound of a far room on its own, but it creates really nice distance and it prevents the snare from sounding so demo-y. Check it out, with and without the rooms. Maybe a little less. Okay, and how about the mid room there? I like the focus that it gives the bass drum. So I'm assuming it was some sort of a ribbon microphone in front of the whole kit, pretty low. It's nice. It's a good balance. With the hat. So turning the toms on doesn't ruin the whole sound. I'm pretty happy with this. So I have the bass drum as an entity. I'm probably going to make the toms an entity. There you go, boom. So what I like to do now is treat the whole drum set as an instrument as opposed to a bunch of different instruments. And to do so, I'm just going to select the whole drum set. There you go. And create a grouped channel. And call it, you know what? How about drums? And by the way, by creating this group, everything is done automatically. Cubase routes all the drums to this group here and routes the group to the output automatically. It's neat. I think I want to put a little bit of compression on this. You have the channel strip. And right now I'm looking at the channel strip of the drum sub. Maybe I should call it drum sub. Which updates the name of all the stands. While we're here, let me show you an easy way to think about this. In the channel setting window, you have inserts, which are plugins. I have here a folder with all the built-in plugins, so I could use only the built-in plugins. And then you have the channel strip. Those are not plugins, those are permanent. And you can choose whether to use, say, the built-in EQ or an EQ plugin. That's your choice. The EQ here is very good, the compressor is very good, everything's very good. You might as well just start there, unless you have a problem and you can't get the sound you want, or you need inspiration, then you can start using plugins. What they've done that is smart, is you can actually change the order of things. So you could say channel strip first and then inserts, or if you click on this button, inserts first in channel strip, which is very practical if you're trying to build a sound. For my drum set, I'm thinking I'm going to try and use the channel strip. So I was thinking compression. What I'm looking for really is excitement. So let's listen to. This is fun and it's really sounds nice and full, but what would happen if I used the saturation system? Again, auto gain is your enemy. I like what it does to the snare drum. Let me exaggerate. Tape saturation sounded good. The tube saturation, not really. Let's see what Magneto does. Nah. Tape. I really dig the not real quality of it. It's nice. It's nice. Let me adjust the equalizer a little bit. Makes me want to lower the overheads a little bit. I'm happy with this right now. Let's turn the bass on and see what happens. So, bass amp. So that's the 251, large diaphragm condenser microphone. Same amp with a Ribbon 101. Two of them. Let's link them and call it bass. Let's listen to the DI. I like the fat in this DI. Let's listen to it with the drums. Whereas the amps, there's something diffuse about it. Again, check it out. That's the DI. And the amps. There's something woofy and diffuse about it. I don't like it. And even if I use just one, I like the amp quality of it, but I don't like the tone of it. It just doesn't have the, you know. So let's see if I can get the sound I want with the DI and using an effect. And I know from experience that there's a VST bass amp that's pretty awesome. So let's see what it does. Already better. Without. Even fatter, maybe too fat. Maybe not, but I like the idea of having a special effect on it. Use them if you got them. It's got a weird quality, right? I like it. And then the cabinets, let's see. I'm happy with this. What else you got? They got effects. Let's use them. Sometimes it's fun to have a low quality compressor on the bass. Without anything. Super fat. Let's see in the track with the drums. It sits there by itself, right? It's nice. Let's compare with our real amp. I like this better. What do you know? So I have a bass and drum system. Let's see how it sounds on the second verse. By the way, I'm not going to use this track so I can hide them. And I'm going to hide them here too. Boom. Here's the lead vocal. There's a cool little feature here where you can choose the size of the waveform, which is nice. So let's see where Will hangs here.
She calms me down when I am faithless. She brings my thoughts to better places. And I'm the burden she embraces. It's the same dark sea all around, familiar as the same.
Okay, so we're going to need a compressor, obviously. By the way, you can choose where you put your EQ. That's pretty cool. Let's do it this way. Turn the auto makeup off.
She calms me down when I am faithless.
Slow the attack down to make sure we don't kill the beautiful stuff that he does when he's singing.
She calms me down when I am faithless.
You can see from the waveform right here that it's quiet here and then it gets louder here.
It's the same dark sea all around, familiar as the same old me breaking down. So call out your lifeboats, honey, I'm all at sea.
Okay, we can high pass a little bit. And then probably open the top a smidgen.
It's the same.
Aha, S's are coming out.
Calms me down when I am faithless. She brings my thoughts to better places. And I'm the burden she embraces.
Okay, clearly we have a DSO problem. So I'm turning the DSO on. Now I can decide to super DS and EQ after, or to EQ and then DS. We'll see what works best. So amount of reduction, threshold. Auto threshold never worked for me. Anything automatic, like this machine can't read my mind, can it? Or maybe this machine knows Will Knox intimately. Don't think it does, but if it did, I would let it do its automatic thing. Until then, I'll do it by myself. Thank you very much.
Calms me down when I am faithless.
Let me show you in solo with just the vocal so you understand how this works.
Calms me down when I am faithless.
You can solo the key. We're looking for the S's is here. I can hear the S's very well. Then you can hit the difference button to hear what the de-esser is going to touch. So we're zoning on the S's. Now we got to decide how much damage we're going to do.
The same,
More.
the same dark sea. The same dark, the same dark sea.
Okay, maybe a little lower in the key here, higher here.
The same,
Oh, yes, but less.
the same,
The reduction is good. I'm just being a little heavy on the threshold, so I'm going to soften the threshold.
the same dark sea all around.
As a reminder, without.
The same, the same, the same dark sea all around.
Let's move the EQ after the de-esser to figure out how it works.
The same dark sea all around.
Better, right? And remove the de-esser.
The same dark sea. The same dark sea.
Okay, we can play with that in the context.
The same dark sea all around. Familiar as the same old me breaking down.
That's nice. And I'm curious to know what the tape saturation will sound like on this particular sound.
The same dark sea all around. Familiar as the same old me breaking down.
Let's just mute the stuff we're not going to use. Selected all that. Here we go.
The same dark sea all around.
I could use the bass though.
The same dark sea all around. Familiar as the same old.
I still hear a little bit of a mask in the low mid here.
The same dark sea all around. Familiar as the same old me breaking down.
So we started here, no channel strip.
The same dark sea all around. The same dark sea all around. Familiar as the same old me.
Pretty nice. Let's create some space around this vocal. So I'm going to create an FX channel for lead vox. And this LA Studio thing is actually awesome. Check it out.
The same dark sea all around. Familiar as the same old me breaking down.
Isn't that nice? So we're going to call this main space, because I'm going to use it as such.
The same dark sea all around.
I'm also going to give it a bit of a short room kind of vibe. Give it another FX channel and maybe use the same one since it sounds good and it's easy to use. There you go. Call this one short space. Let's check it out.
The same dark sea all around.
Obviously, this preset's not going to do. What you got? Ballroom? Nah. Echo room? Nah. French Stone Chapel? Nah. Don't want anything French in this video. NY Studio A? Yeah.
The same dark sea all around.
Exactly. Let's shorten it.
The same dark sea all around. Familiar.
That's good. If we use less of it.
The same dark sea all around. The same dark sea. The same dark sea all around.
Hear the space in between the words, right? Especially at the end, all around. With
the same dark sea all around. The same dark sea all around.
it gets rid of that I'm eating the mic kind of sound, which I love. So that's good for me. And then the other one back on.
The same dark sea all around, familiar as the same old me breaking down.
One more thing I'd like to do on the vocal is add a little bit of a delay. So I'm going to move the channel strip pre-inserts so that my delay can be post-inserts. And pick some built-in delay. I think they have a mono delay that's going to do the job very well. Mono delay. There you go.
The same dark sea all around.
Trippy. Less of it, maybe?
The same dark sea all around.
I don't need all that feedback.
The same dark sea all around.
Getting closer. I don't need it to be so bright. I just want it to feel like kind of like an afterthought of the vocal.
The same dark sea.
I don't need it to be so fat either.
The same dark sea all around.
Even less.
The same dark sea all around. The same dark sea.
And in the context?
The same dark sea all around, familiar as the same old me breaking down. The same dark sea all around.
Make it a little darker. And with?
The same dark sea all around, familiar as the same old me breaking down. So call out your lifeboat.
Katie will come later. All right, this is nice. Let's see what the harmonic content of this song is. If you see here, we have a bunch of guitars. And it's Will Knox, so we know it's going to be guitars. So let's listen to this guitar intro amp 122. Same part with the 57 microphone. Or the DI. And the DI is absolutely unnecessary. Let's listen to the 57 plus the 122. So we have a 57, which is SM57, a Shure, small, dynamic, $80 microphone. And then we have a 122, which is a ribbon by Royer. See, when he gets dun, dun, that is a little fat. It's fine on the 57, but there's a ring on the 122. Let's just get rid of it quickly. I bet you it's in the 300 range or 200 range. I bet you I was right. And let's look at the 57. Maybe I was a little brutish on this. Doesn't have to be 8 dBs down. Why don't I link these as intro guitar? And we don't have to link the EQs. The volume, yes. Dynamics, I don't think I'm going to dynamic anything. Sands, definitely. All right, cool. So this is now one entity. And it sounds like this.
Calms me down when I am faithless.
So now we have the guitar verse, which seems to be kind of the same thing. I'm not sure where they're separated. Probably something bad happened at the recording stage, or some editing or something happened. And now the intro, oh no, I know why. It's because there's an overlap. So we had to have 2 sets of tracks for the same part. So why don't I copy this EQ setting, since we're pretty sure it's going to be the same thing. Copy and paste it onto the 122 here. There you go.
Calms me down when I am faithless. She brings brings my thoughts to better places.
I didn't feel like having the guitar in the middle. I don't know why.
Calms me down when I am faithless. She brings my thoughts to better places.
I like that. A little bit of space would be nice. So why don't we use the leanest one and assign it to the main space?
Calms me down when I
said the leanest one only.
Calms me down when I am faithless. She brings my thoughts to better places.
That's nice and peaceful. Let's do the same thing on the 57. I gotta match the pans. Otherwise, it's gonna be weird for the listener. The guitars are like changing places and stuff. We're not that kind of girl.
She calms me down when I am faithless. She brings my thoughts.
All right, so that's good. Let's get rid of the two DIs. We don't need them. Never gonna want to look at them again. Plus, I don't like the way they sound, so they're banned. There you go. And I'm probably not gonna need them here either. And then there's one more guitar on the chorus.
See all.
That sounds great. The reverb is integrated. We recorded it from the amp. I turn the bass on because I know that the bottom notes of the guitar are going to fight with the bass. I don't want that. I want it to be really lean and really kinematic, so I can't have too much mud. So I'm EQing the bottom of the guitar amp that has a 122 on it, the one that's fat, while listening to the bass, so I can leave it as fat as possible without touching the bass. And I'm leaving the other microphone on, the 57, to make sure that by EQing the bottom of the 122, I'm not screwing up the whole sound phase-wise. Let's link these two guitar tracks. Let's call it Git Skank. Skank. And you know what? I'm going to link the pans. And that way I can have them be together. How does it sound in the context?
See all around, familiar as the same old me, breaking down. So call out your lifeboats, honey, I'm all at sea. Could you be my lighthouse, honey?
I think we could use some space on this, right? So let's see what it sounds like in the short space.
See all around, familiar as the same old me, breaking down. So call out your lifeboats, honey, I'm all at sea.
How about the big space?
See all around, familiar as the same old me, breaking.
Check out the verse.
She calms me down when I am faithless.
Without the spaces.
She calms me down when I am faithless. She brings my thoughts to bed. She calms me down when I am faithless. She brings my thoughts to better places.
It's nice. All right, so what else we got? We have a bunch of really awesome keyboards because I think I looked at all the guitars. Yes. So what do we have for keyboards? I love this guy. Check it out. RS09, it comes in here. It's an old Roland machine from the 80s that's clearly way too fat for our purpose.
It's the same dark sea all around.
We're going to drown this.
And I'm the burden she embraces. It's the same dark sea all around, familiar as the same old.
It's supposed to function with these guys, the organ. So why don't we make the organ into a group so the organ is dealt with as one instrument. Here's the organ. That's quite fantastic sounding. Let's lean it out a smidgen because I know that it's going to be a bit much.
I'm the burden she embraces. It's the same.
And then on the chorus.
So call out your lifeboats, honey. I'm all at sea. Honey, and rescue me. Can you help me find hope?
We definitely need some space on this. And we use the main space.
So call out your lifeboats, honey. I'm all at sea.
And it's a little jumpy, right? So let's compress it. Solo so you can hear what's going on.
So call out your lifeboats, honey. I'm all at sea. Could you be my lighthouse, honey, and rescue me? Can you help me find hope, honey? The water's deep. Oh, call out your lifeboats, honey.
Awesome. In the chorus, I see here, there's a bunch of pads. Let's listen to them. It says L. Let's respect that wish. This one says R. Let's say that together. So that's an old harp ensemble. No MIDI was heard in the making of this track. Let's call it harp ensemble. And I'm definitely going to link the EQ on this one. I'm super into high passing this.
My lighthouse, honey, and rescue me. Can you help me find hope, honey? The water's deep.
I think it's a little garish sounding, so I'm going to make it dark.
So call out your lifeboats, honey. I'm all at sea. Could you be my lighthouse, honey, and rescue me?
I dig that. Let's put some space on it. Main space should do. Turn it on.
So call out your lifeboats, boats, honey, I'm all at sea. Could you be my lighthouse, honey, and rescue me? Can you help me find hope, honey? The waters.
That's awesome. There's another pad called ARP Wave.
All at sea. Could you be my lighthouse, honey, and rescue me? Can you help me find hope, honey? The water.
Let's see the transition between the verse and the chorus and see if all those crazy, weird, rowdy, earthy pads work.
Familiar as the same old me breaking down. So call out your lifeboats, honey, I'm all at sea. Could you be my lighthouse, honey, and rescue me? Can you help me find hope, honey? The water's deep. Oh, call out your lifeboats, honey, and rescue me.
Piano melody. Yeah, I like melody. What does that do? All right, this is a real piano. As real as it gets. Let's get rid of that pedal noise. Cool. There's my balance. I have the guitar here. I'm going to put the piano there. A little bit of space. Maybe open the top a little bit.
Calms me down when I
may have had the vocal a little loud, but
she calms me down when I am faithless.
I'm not sure if I'm 100% happy with this space. I like what it does, but I was looking for something more. Less, more or less, more or less than more. Let's try something else. Add effects channel. Let's pick a different reverb. There's one called Roomworks that I usually have good luck with. Let's see if we can fake some sort of a plate out of this. Okay, let's make sure that it's wet only here. Longer. No pre-delay because I don't want to hear that thing. I just want this kind of like thing. That's just a mic, then a little bit of space. I like that a lot. Let's see in the context. What would it sound like if I use that reverb on the guitar? Let's see. Maybe just one.
calms me down when I
dig. So let's do that again on the verse guitar too.
She calms me down when I am faithless. She brings my thoughts to better places. I'm the burden she embraces.
So on the chorus, I remember creating a bunch of melodies, like this guy. That is an old Yamaha SY1, which was their first ever synth, if I'm not mistaken. And it's wonderful. It's got amazing sounds like sousaphone and Hawaiian guitar. It can play one sound and one note at a time, and also has its very own, very personal sense of pitch. So let's fix that. Here in the insert, there has to be some pitch correction. Pitch correct, there you go. Boom.
Lifeboats.
I want this to be very in tune and zero tolerance. As opposed to with Life is Good. Let's put it in the context.
Lifeboats, honey, I'm all at sea.
Obviously, we need a little bit of sauce. How about this one?
Lifeboats, honey, I'm all at sea. Could you be my lighthouse, honey, and rescue me? Can you help me find hope, honey? The water.
So another melody here. All right, obviously this was not meant to be used this way. Let's use Roomworks. And I'm going to use Roomworks on the track itself. I'm not going to use this as a sound because this is really part of the sound of the track and I don't want to think of it as an extra entity. So let's see what we have here. I mean, pre-delay set aside, I kind of dig this. Let's see. This is meant to go with this. Let's see in the context.
Lifeboats, honey, I'm all at sea. Could you be my lighthouse, honey, and rescue me?
I dig that. Let's copy this effect onto its little brother here, Pluck Low. What does Pluck Low do? I bet you it plucks in the low range. Yep. This must be a harmony. Yes, it is.
I'm the burden she embraces. It's the same dark sea all around, familiar as the same old me breaking down. So call out your lifeboats, honey, I'm all at sea. Could you be my lighthouse, honey, and rescue me? Can you help me find hope, honey? The water's deep. Oh, call out your lifeboats, honey, and rescue me.
So we're almost there. We've heard almost everything. Let's see what the Juno does. It is Le Fat. Let's hear with the real bass.
Honey, I'm all at sea. Could you be my lighthouse, honey, and rescue me? Can you help me find hope, honey? The water's deep.
I don't want to do anything to this. I love it. I'm just going to check how it sounds with the bass and the bass drum. Alright, it's just fat as hell.
Dark sea all around, familiar as the same old me breaking down. So call out your lifeboats, honey, I'm all at sea. Could you be my...
I think the SY one is still too loud. Maybe it's too in the middle. Let's just put it to the side.
Boats, honey, I'm all at sea.
It's also too fat. Let's just...
Lifeboats, honey, I'm all at sea. Could you be my lighthouse, honey, and rescue me? Can you help me find hope, honey? The water's deep. Oh, call out your lifeboats, honey, and rescue me. I take advantage of her graces. I run away when I should face it. She just smiles at all my faces. Now the same old storms gather round, familiar as the same